Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about The Flash, episode 222, titled Invincible, which premiered Tuesday, May 17th, 2016 on the CW. Holy crap. Alright, so it's about 20 minutes until the finale airs, so I wanted to record this so that at least it's kind of on the record on what I thought before the finale. So let's get right into it, 10-minute clock, and let's begin. So sorry if my voice isn't really there. So let's begin. So this episode deals with a metahuman, which is basically an army of them from Earth 2, led by Black Siren, aka the doppelganger of Laurel Lance. Now, Black Siren is targeting random buildings to hide Zoom's real plan, which was not revealed in this episode. So basically, we have the whole army that Barry has to deal with. Thankfully, he has his speed back, so there's that. So I'm going to talk about a little more about the character headspaces in this episode. So for Caitlin, she returns to the team only to be haunted by flashes of Zoom everywhere. You also have Barry being overconfident about his reassurances from the Speed Force and how he basically thinks he can't lose against Zoom because he has the Speed Force on his side, which the team worries about. Also, hold on. We see Joe being worried for Wally, who is trying to help save the city and using his second chance, courtesy of the Flash, to do something good, even if it means taking on metahumans by himself without powers, which has Joe very worried. And we also see Jessie getting checked over repeatedly because she wants to make sure that she's not a metahuman. So there is that. Now, because the army of metahumans is a big thing and there's only one of Barry, the solution to get rid of all of them is to create a high enough frequency to paralyze everyone from Earth 2. And because apparently Earth 2 members vibrate at a higher frequency, so if they target that frequency, then they can paralyze them long enough for Barry to round them up. And Hartley Hathaway was actually consulted about this theory. He wasn't seen, but he was mentioned. So there's that. So during the whole thing, when they're putting the frequency to work, Jessie is actually affected by it a lot more than Dr. Wells, while they were both wearing protective headphones on. So he actually sacrifices his own to give it to Jessie, and he drops unconscious afterwards. So we see all of the Earth 2 metahumans being infected, including Zoom, although he escapes through a breach back to Earth 2. Because of the success of the frequency generator, I guess you can call it, Black Siren is locked up in the pipeline, and that was done by Cisco and Caitlin, who were distracting her from creating another collapsing building as they posed as Reverb and Killer Frost. So then the episode ends with a welcome party back for Henry Allen. And it was Iris's idea because everyone believes that Zoom is gone, so they have a little bit of downtime to formally welcome him back. We see connections between Henry Allen and Dr. Christina McGee, who had figured out on her own that Barry was the Flash. And then we also see connections between Wally West and Jesse Wells. And we actually see Barry asking Iris out on a date and her saying yes. Just before they have dinner, though, Cisco gets a vive vision about Earth 2 splitting at the poles. He fears that he might have predicted the future destruction of Earth 2. Just before they can fully analyze what the visions are, Zoom interrupts and he kidnaps Henry. Barry chases him away, which exposes his secret to Wally West. But in the end, Zoom kills Henry in the same spot that Nora was killed by the Reverse Flash all those years ago. So that's how the episode ends. So what was the most shocking moment of the episode? For me, it has to be that Zoom kills Henry Allen after kidnapping him at his own welcome party. The fact that he kills Henry in the same spot that Nora was killed by another speedster was kind of a very huge parallel that you can't ignore. So that was pretty surprising there. Poor Barry too, right? Seems like all speedsters are out to get him from the looks of it. So moving on to top 3 favorite moments. Very quickly, first one has to be, for me, was Caitlin and Cisco posing as Reverb and Killer Frost. I just thought it was hilarious. It was fantastic just to see how convincing the two of them were, even though they each only had one interaction with their doppelganger. And for Cisco, he basically regurgitated all the compelling things that Reverb was telling him, and he did it back to Black Siren to try to get her to turn against Zoom. So it was very interesting. We also learned that doppelgangers are actual mirror images of each other. So Cisco's right-handed, so that means Reverb is left-handed type thing. So that was interesting. I'm wondering if that means their whole systems are actually on the reverse. Like for on the show Orphan Black, Helena actually has all of her organs reversed, so whatever's supposed to be on the right side is actually on the left side and vice versa. So I'm wondering if that applies to the doppelgangers in this sense, but if not, it'd be pretty cool. And also, we see Cisco using some kind of frequency attack unexpectedly that he projected from his hands, kind of like we had seen Reverb do, so it surprised him, and it surprised Caitlin, so hopefully we'll see him dive into that possibility or figure out how he triggered that. So there's that. Another favorite moment for me has to be the frequency plan to paralyze all the metahumans, or to the way they did. That was pretty genius, and it's kind of massive scale, and I really like that for sure. Plus also with Jessie reacting as intensely as she did to it makes me think that she is a metahuman in the making, or she's a metahuman, but like Cisco, who took some time to come into his powers. I think that might be the case for Jessie, but that's just a theory. Also, another favorite moment was the fact that we got to see Black Siren. As you know, on Arrow, Laurel Lance was last seen in episode 416, I believe it was. So it was great to see her again, even if it's her doppelganger. And it was very interesting to see how her doppelganger is, and she actually is a metahuman as opposed to Laurel being full human on this earth. So it was interesting. Some honorable mentions I wanted to mention was that I liked the hug between Barry, Caitlin, and Cisco just after they had locked up Black Siren, and it was in response to Caitlin feeling more like herself after she helped them capture Black Siren. When the whole episode she was been scared of Zoom coming to get her, so there's that. And then I also really like the concern that Barry has over Caitlin, especially after she returns from being Zoom's prisoner. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 peeved moments. It's just one, and it's Henry's death, and it's just when we got him back, which kind of sucks. But like I said before, speedsters seem to have a thing for killing Barry's parents, so there's that. Moving on, one moment I remember most if I look back on this episode, Black Siren, aka doppelganger of Laurel Lance, was shown. Another one being the metahuman army from Earth 2. It kind of resembled the whole Mirakuru army that came to terrorize the town back in season 2 of Arrow. So there's that, with it kind of destroying the city and all that. And then another reminder being Henry's death as well. So moving on to random questions very quickly. First one, how much damage did Dr. Wells experience from the high-frequency device? Wondering if it does any lasting damage or not. Next question, with Jessie's reaction to the high-frequency device, does that hint that she is a metahuman or a metahuman in the making? I mentioned that before. Hopefully that was the big hint that we needed. And for her. And last question, how is killing Henry a good move for Zoom? Wouldn't that make Barry more determined than ever to kill Zoom like he was with killing the Reverse Flash for killing Nora? I'm just wondering, it just seems like it's like you don't really want to motivate your enemy to want to kill you even more. And that's what he seemed to be doing. So there's that. Moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 223, the finale, it seems it's going to be Barry versus Zoom, and it looks like in a race. And it seems like Zoom's actual final plan was to destroy many Earths within the multiverse. So we're going to see how all that comes to fruition or not. Also, prediction on my part, if Henry Allen gets a funeral, I expect Oliver Queen or Felicity Smoke to make a cameo appearance like Barry did at Laurel's funeral back on Arrow, hopefully. Also, I hope to see Cisco trying to explore more about his growing abilities, especially with that frequency attack, and it's the timer. So hopefully, maybe he won't focus on that now with the imminent doom that's coming, but maybe like in the downtime we'd see him trying to figure it out, or at least share what had happened to maybe Barry or Dr. Wells to try to figure out from a scientific standpoint what might have been his trigger. And another prediction, since Earth 2 is splitting, either Zoom is the cause of that, or that is going to be the upcoming cause that they're going to have to deal with in Season 3. So there's that. Also, I am still waiting for mentions of Earth 3. Barry still has not mentioned to anybody that he has met Supergirl. He hasn't mentioned to anybody that he managed to run fast enough to get to another Earth. So, there's that. In my perfect little ideal world for this finale, it would be Barry bringing in Supergirl and completely throwing Zoom off, and then the two of them take down Zoom. But I know that's not going to happen because it's not going to be, the finale's not going to be a crossover event. But that is what would have been so cool, and I really think that added extra unknown for Zoom would give Barry the advantage, since everything else Zoom has kind of been anticipating from Barry. So that's about it. So what do you guys think of the episode? What do you like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, as well as your own thoughts, theories, predictions, and what's to come in the finale episode, and which is airing in less than 10 minutes for me. So there is that. Also, don't forget to check out my Tumblr page. The link for that will be down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, all that. I'm behind on it at the moment, but eventually it will be caught up. So check out that and follow me there, so you get all the updates for that. I'll probably go back and start updating all that once all the finales have aired, so at least all that's covered. But do check it out, and I posted a lot more stuff before I kind of lost track. So there's that, and that's been it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. So sorry for the quality of my voice. For some reason, that's the one thing that gets affected every time I get sick. So I'm trying to work on that. But until next time, this is Mel. Wishing you a great day, great week, wherever you are. And I'm going to go watch the finale. So until then, bye guys.